What's going on, folks? I'm your host, Manpreet, aka MMA Lock of the Night, and your boy on Twitter at MMALOTN. I kind of just get into that groove where I'm just like, I guess I'm doing the intro. So I'm doing the intro. Apologies for the delay here, guys. Did take a bit of a nap, as I believe my guy. Actually, nope, never mind. I just completely misread that message. Yeah, so UFC 262 going down tonight, big event. I'm really much looking forward to it. Fun card. Um, I think that there's a lot of tough fights to call on this card. I have very low action on it, untracked, unofficial plays, official plays, very low volume. I just want to kick back and enjoy these fights as much as possible. I'll give you guys what my plays are today, obviously, just because for those of you who have been around me for a while now, know what my policy is. It's kind of just if I'm on a 3-event winning streak or longer, I am going to only make my plays available behind the Patreon wall. But when I do suffer a loss, which I did last week, I'll be going back to free picks once again. But still, the perk that the Patreon members have is that they get the bets immediately rather than having to wait until Friday, which is when I normally drop it on Instagram and on Twitter. So normally I'll make bets on Monday or Tuesday or something like that, depending on my confidence and if I see line movement or something like that. But I post it right to the Patreon as soon as I make the bet. And then the public has to wait until Friday to see the bet. So luckily for people that have been waiting for the free picks, they dropped last night. On the IG, but I'll let you guys know what it is. I don't like doing this, but I have 2 bets on one fight, and it's the main event. I got the under 2.5 at 4 units as my lock of the night play. Pretty straightforward. And then I got, by the way, I got minus 165 on that. And my dog of the night play is going to be Michael Chandler. I got 1.25 units at plus 105. So yeah, I guess you guys can figure out what my prediction is for that fight. I think Michael Chandler ends it early, probably first or second round via KO. But the reason I went harder on the under 2.5 is I absolutely acknowledge that Charles Oliveira could do the same here, as I do think that he is quite live. Well, he's a favorite for a decent reason, I believe. But I think both guys are capable of getting the finish, which is why I like the under 2.5 more than playing Chandler straight. But I still believe that Chandler wins, and I was happy with the little bit of plus money that we were getting there. For the people that know what this stream is about, it's pretty much all about the chat. So I'll be hitting up the chat throughout this chat. The stream, and then on the back end, I'll give you guys an over/under parlay, just for kicks. Yeah, I mean, put lunch money on it if you guys want more of a Hail Mary parlay that I put together. Yeah, let's see what the chat is saying. Let me get some water down my gullet, and then we'll get this fucking stream going. Still trying to. I woke up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Did some work, updated the tape index. We got next week's event up on the tape index now, or I hope Newsom has actually gotten it. I messaged him through Twitter and all that type of stuff. I send it to him, then he throws it up on his website. I'm actually just going to check it out right now to see if he actually posted it. And then after this, oh, there's Alfred. Always losing it. And then after the stream, I'm going to get back to doing the tape index update. I'm going to try honing in on the January 6th one. Again, if you guys don't know, there's an event next week, and then we're off one weekend. We got an event coming up on June 6th will be the next UFC event. All right. If you guys would please do so, that it would be great. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Hope you guys are enjoying the content that I've been dropping for you guys all week. Ultimate Wayne Show was another success last night. Shout out to my guests Adam Martin, Legs, and my guy AJ. Solid group of guys. Seems like everybody enjoyed what they were getting with those guys. All right, let's get to the chat, see what everybody's saying. We got my guy, the Dab Father, tuning in a half an hour early, saying what up, what's going on, my guy. The modern Dr. J stopping by saying, let's make that cash. Jesse Scott, all over Oliveira. I don't blame you. And Jordan Shep saying might see someone die in the case tonight. Terry Hughes versus Ferg. It's going to be an absolutely crazy fight. Over under 4.5 KOs tonight. Ooh, good question. Let's see what um, the card says to me. So one. Fuck. Two. I'm going to say under. I'm going to say under. Jordan Shep saying with early prelims way over. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that easy for a lot of these KOs to come through. Mario Burrell, Jordan Wright versus Jamie Pickett, someone going nappy night. Yeah, exactly. I'm taking Pickett there. I think that what's his face? Pickett is quite durable. If he wasn't as durable, I'd be more confident in taking the under 2.5 in this spot. But I'm staying the fuck away. Irregardless, I was picking inside the distance. I got it too. One of the easier plays on the card. Just be careful though. Jamie Pickett again, middling fighter, probably on the lower end of the division. Doesn't usually push the pace, and when he does, he gets like a Jonathan Patty type knockout. He should be able to do the same thing here, but be be very careful. Jesse Scott, best Hail Mary sprinkle, right round 1 KO, not bad. Souza round 2 sub. Can see a TKO there. Barboza round 3 KO. Don't see that happening. Oliveira round 4 sub. Again, I don't think that fight even reaches the third round, to be honest. T-Rex, what's going on, my guy? Urban Men of New Jersey, stopping by. What's going on, my guy? Buffalo on the beat. Luck, good afternoon, brother. Always a pleasure to be in your virtual presence. I appreciate you stopping by, as always, my guy. The love is just as good. Yeah. Zlatan Sina saying, I'm here in Houston at the Federal Hotel. It's going to be lit, dude. Enjoy the fights. Should be fun as fuck. I'm not sure if you're actually going to the fights or if you're just stalking the fighters at the Federal Hotel, but good luck, buddy. Finesse God, favorite DK spend up options. Not much that I'm really liking on the DraftKings slate tonight. Again, I don't have high confidence on these fights tonight. The one that I like the most up top is Yagos. I think he lands takedowns. I think he controls Soriano for the majority of this fight. Not much in the 9,000 range that I'm truly liking. I mean, Yagos, out of those three that are in the 9,000 range, I like Yagos the most. Yeah, hope that helps you out from this guy. John Hess in the chat, what's going on? MMA Genie, congrats on the car. Appreciate it, brother. I got it last night and I was just fucking I was zipping around town last night, just enjoying it, ripping that thing to shreds. So I appreciate it. Ben Peek in the chat is hyped for tonight. Me too, brother. Big Bird PH, another tough parlay card might just stick to straight bets. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that it's going to get that crazy in terms of favorites. I think that we're going to get similar upsets like we did last week. I think we had 5 out of 9 upsets on the UFC card, not to mention Bellator had some upsets too. So shred lightly is all I'm going to say. SD Crusader, you're in for a treat when the biggest favorite on the card is only minus 230. Exactly. And that biggest favorite is Gina fucking Mazzani. So be very careful. I know Sean Soriano's up there as well, too. Irregardless, yo, what's good, Big Lock? I'm ready to turn the page on that last card. Yeah, that was a bad one for sure. Betting wise was bad. Prediction wise, pretty impressed with myself considering how many underdogs came through. I went 6-3 on predictions, calling 5 of those underdogs. But yeah, going to be a tough one this weekend. Scritchen is saying the game is to be sold, not to be told. All right. Big Bird PH Burgos round 3 for the win. Could happen. My guy Shupgarden in the chat saying the merch looks fresh. I got to get some new shit, working on some new stuff. I know people want it. Rex Lee saying let's make some lunch money. I love it, my guy. Urban Men of New Jersey. I'm praying there's no freak accidents or Oscar nominations on the main card. Yeah. Last one was bad, right? UFC 261. We had the Jimmy Crute thing. We had the Chris Weidman thing. Hopefully nothing like that this time around. Zlatan Sina saying anyone picking Andrea Lee to win. It seems like everybody and their mother is. I'm on Shevchenko, but not confident enough to actually make a bet. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Nicholas West, Texas judges are historically terrible. Be sure you are not parlaying any close fights. That will go to a decision. Yep. Buffalo on the beat saying sipping on some ketamine. Nah, bro. I just woke up from a fucking nap. Do you think Matt finished this weekend? I'm not sure. What do you mean by Matt? Is there a Matt on the card that we have? Matt Schnell. He could finish. I'm seeing a lot of people on the under 2.5 here. Now it's at +100. So I think he gets a decision victory. Not 100% sure if he gets to finish, or I think if Bontrain win, he gets to finish. But Schnell, I think he could finish or decision. But I'm going to say a decision. Big Bird PH, do you think we could see the Oliveira that quit against Swanson? Seems Chandler style could cause Charles to quit tonight. I think so. I think so, but I don't even think it's going to get to the point where Charles quits. I think he just gets knocked out, to be honest. I think he gets dropped and gets swarmed, and Chandler gets the title. Can say 9 is saying Barboza with the KO. I can see that happening. Zlatan Cena is saying my bets are on Andrea Lee and Chandler. That Lee fight's close. I'm with you on Chandler, my guy. Alan Huang is saying Pickett, Grundy, lock. I don't know if you're asking me if they're locks, but again, close fights. I wouldn't say that they're locks. Stefan Militovic is saying Catlin, like it. Barboza, I'm on Burgos, so I like Barboza. I like Burgos over Barboza. I like Souza, and I like Shevchenko as well. Again, very close parlay. Be very careful. Luke Fulton in the chat. What's going on, my guy? Locke, have you ever been a victim of Dana White privilege? I have not. Maria Screen is apparently in the chat. You want Schnell this week? I can't trust Bontrain after the last fight. Yeah, I like Schnell. Not betting on it though. All right, I'm gonna quickly catch up on the chat here so I can get to live at least. T-Rex, do you think Benio takes down Tony or they'll throw down in the middle? I think if Benio is smart, he tries to take him down, grind him out, take the Charles Oliveira approach, especially considering how close he is to a title shot, right? This is the closest he's ever been. I'm not sure if the crowd is going to fuel him to go out there and be a madman, but I would highly doubt it. I'm hoping, as a fan, that Tony Ferguson actually ends up winning. But Benil, seeing how he won the last fight against Diego Ferreira shows me that he could potentially do the same thing that Charles did to Ferguson. Benil should be able to do the same thing. My guy Dylan R in the chat, good observation last night about Oliveira's head being on the center line. Do you think his head movement could improve fight to fight, or is that something that takes a while to work on? I think if it was going to improve, it would have already improved. I think it's just something that he's stuck in with that Muay Thai stance where it's just like chin up high or like head up high, high guard as well to that. At least let's give him some credit on the high guard to try to catch punches. But again, these are MMA gloves, and your gloves and your arms are only going to be able to catch so many strikes. It's just a matter of time before Chandler gets around that guard and lands on the chin. So we'll see how that goes down. And then Dari is saying under 2.5 and Schnell Bontrain, and under 2.5 Draco Munez solid spots. I think they could both finish. I think Schnell actually wins by decision. I think Jacare could get the finish actually. Gabriela Padilla, off topic. Where do you find tape on fighters at when tape study the tape index? Again, I run the tape index over there on MMA Play 365. Go there, check it out. MMAplay365.com. I wish that I could get ahead a little bit more in terms of the content that we're dropping on there, in terms of like further cards. Like, you know, before we had this ESPN Plus update, I used to have cards ready to go for like at least 2 months in advance, a month and a half in advance. But right now it's just been a week to week thing. Doing my best to get ahead of schedule for you guys. I got today should be, or right now I should say, my guy Newsom should be posting the one that I did for next week's card. Just hitting refresh here on the tape index. I'll put the tape index link. Yeah, he put it up just now. So we have tonight's card on the tape index, and we also have next week's card on the tape index. After I hop off the stream, I'm going to be getting into completing the June 6th tape index as well. So yeah, I do all my studying through the tape index, as should you. You don't have to scour the interwebs for tape anymore. I do all that work for you. I just put the link directly to the tape index into the chat. So if you're interested in the tape index, make sure you guys check that shit out. $3.99 a month, super fucking cheap, but very much worth it if you like doing your own homework on the fights. Big Bird PH saying, what do you think about Arjun Buller putting Indian MMA on the map? Is what it is, man. India's never going to be like Brazil, or India's never going to be like even Ireland per se when it comes to fighting. We just don't have good talent. And even, Arjun Buller, who won today, my guy Gary Manget, who won today, they're Indo-Canadian, right? For sure, they can rep India just as I rep India, even though I'm Indo-Canadian, born in Canada, represent India. But somebody from India, like born there, raised there, and all that type of stuff, I just don't see them actually breaking through in MMA. Maybe even not even for the next 10 to 15 years, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm glad that at least one of us has managed to get a big title on one of the bigger organizations. Let's see how long he can keep it. Proud of the dude for sure. Manny Kantaravuru saying Mazzani main event inside 3 rounds parlay. I like it, but just be very careful with Mazzani. MMA Genius saying anyone else super hyped for Chris Barnett's UFC debut yet next week. I'm absolutely stoked for that. That guy looks hilarious, and I can't wait. My guy's Latancino saying stocking and going to the fights. SD Crusader with the $2 donation. I greatly appreciate that, my guy. Let's fucking go. Crazy HD Vids is saying who would win, Gamrot versus Islam. I think Islam's got that one. Ty Drucken, thoughts on the main and co-main. I got Chandler winning early, and then I got Benil grinding out Tony Ferguson over 3 rounds. But I'm hoping that Ferguson pulls it off. My guy Z is in the chat. What's going on, my buddy? Pat Guido is saying, what are your early thoughts on Ismagulov minus 500 on next week's card as a parlay piece? Yeah, he's my dark horse in this division, man. I think the guy, he just needs to fight a little bit more. He's almost getting caught up in the whole Mirbek Tysonov thing. I know there's slightly different reasons as to why they've been inactive, but Ismagulov, get back on the horse, my friend, because you are a top 10, possibly top 5 talent. You just got to keep working. So yeah, I absolutely agree that Ismagulov is a solid parlay piece. So all my main betting right now over the last little while has come through Intertops, and Intertops been slacking with putting up the Ismagulov line because I've been waiting to parlay with him on a couple of spots now. Oh, look at that! They actually have him up here. I love it. I love it. I love it. So after this, I'm going to make a multi-event parlay, and I might actually end up. You know what? Just as a treat for you, motherfuckers, I've already run the tape on these fights. I'll give you guys my lock of the night play for next week. Minus 166, Damir Ismagulov and Bruno Silva. Minus 166. That's my lock of the night play for next week. Bang. Done. Tape is already done for it. I haven't recorded the breakdowns. But there you go. Lock of the night play for next week. Ismagulov and Bruno Silva. I'm just going to quickly post that to the Patreon as well. Shout out to anybody that's on the chat right now. You guys got it for free. I won't be posting it to the public until next Friday. So there you guys go. Let me just post it to Patreon right away so I can let these guys know as well. I apologize for the dead air, guys. I will be with you in a second. All right. There we go. Like I said, lock of the night play for next week, Damir Ismagulov plus Bruno Silva. Shout out to the guy that brought up Damir Ismagulov and reminded me to check out Intertops to see if they actually dropped the odds for that. I will also say here, I'll make my next multi-event parlay for you guys as well. That's another perk that my Patreon members get. I don't drop this to the public. If you are joining and watching this stream, you guys are lucky. Let's just put it that way. So here's my multi-event parlay that I'm going to be doing over the next 3 events. That includes tonight, next week, and then June 6th. So this is a bit of a long-term-ish investment. So if you're willing to wrap up a couple bucks to potentially hit a big long shot parlay, This is the one. So we're going to be going Chandler Oliveira under 2.5. We're going to go Jacare and Burgos money lines. Burgos, Jacare. Then for the next couple UFC fight nights, we're going to go with Ismagulov, Spencer. So Damir Ismagulov, Felicia Spencer, Haulian Paiva, Bruno Silva. Where's Bruno at? And then for the following card, the last card of this multi-event parlay will be it's June 5th. June 6th is actually my wedding anniversary, which is why it threw me off. But the June 5th fight night, I'll be adding Marcin Tybura. Again, these are pre-tape for the June 5th cards, actually. Marcin Tybura, Angela Hill, Manon Fiorot, who's taking on Marina Moroz. And yeah, I'm going to keep it as safe as possible. And I'm just going to have just those guys. I like Baeza if you want to throw in Baeza against Ponzinibbio. I like Breeze against Ahoyo. I think Todorovic will do very well against Maki Patola as well. But those will be the plays. So once again, multi-event parlay number 7. Here we fucking go. Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira under 2.5. Barboza, let me start that again. Chandler Oliveira under 2.5. Burgos, Jacare Souza, Damir Ismagulov, Felicia Spencer. By the way, Felicia Spencer's line came the fuck down. I swear she was minus 220 the other day. Either way, Spencer, Haulian Paiva, Bruno Silva, Marcin Tybura, Angela Hill, Manon Fiorot. I'm going to put, again, lunch money only for me. Lunch money is a little bit higher. I'm going to put $150 on it to win just over 22 grand. Let's hope this one comes through. The last one, so close. Kyle Dauka is the only person to shit the bed that night. Yeah, that one really sucked. But there you go, multi-event parlay, and I'll keep intertops up just so I can give you guys the totals parlay afterwards. All right, thank you, Pat Guido, for bringing up Damir Ismagulov and sending me on that tirade right now. So again, I'm gonna sift through the rest of these comments real quick so I can get up to the live with you guys and then see what you guys are saying. Andrew Marchenko, what's up, my guy? Any major takeaways from the weigh-in? Bontrin's dead eyes. Chandler looks zapped. Chandler always looks the way he does on the scales. The guy's a beefcake of a dude. Very buff, very jacked. So I don't look too much into that. The guy's a wrestler, right? He's been cutting weight his entire life. I don't think it's going to affect him too much tonight. If he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. It's not going to be because of the weight cut. Bontrin obviously looked bad on the scales, missed weight and all that type of stuff. He might be the one that you should worry about from the weigh-ins. It might affect him. It might not affect him. But if you want to take anything from it, I think he's the one. Lazar saying you killed it lock night last week. My official bets, nah. My official bets was tough for me. But in terms of predictions, yeah, predictions were on point. Scritch saying about your Patreon picks, I do understand that. Sold, not told. I'm glad you're taking that approach. Yeah, let me try to sell you on my spots and my positions. I get it. Arlen M, Grundy money line, like it. Right pick it doesn't start round 3 on my locks tonight. I like them all. I like it. Luke Fulton saying, after I met last weekend was the first time in 4 that I didn't have your lock that I play. I did put a unit on our Archuleta, though. Let's get it back this weekend. Yes, sir. I hope it comes through. Luke Fulton, yeah, mine Archuleta's takedowns were weak. Yeah, I thought he would have Pettis covered everywhere. And I thought if he couldn't beat him in the striking, he would at least be able to take him down. Pettis did a good job, man. He kept it vertical, and he was able to get the better of the striking. So that one sucked. That one definitely sucked. My guy Waggy77 in the chat saying, good afternoon, Lock. Hit that like button, people. Please do. Should be an amazing night of fights, minus the spotty judging I'm expecting. Yeah. I'm just happy to have the crowd back in there, man. That energy they brought at UFC 261 was absolutely bonkers, and I'm looking forward to the same thing tonight. Hopefully Houston and Texans are able to bring it. Vincent Vanderspin got a Chandler like it. Benio like it. Burgos like it. Cody and Jack. Oh, Garbrandt and Jack 50-1. I think Edmund is a little bit more alive than people are making him out to be. They're completely throwing him to the side now, right? If the Brunson fight didn't happen, he'd probably be the favorite over Jack Hermanson here. But I think he has the hands to potentially put Jack away early. So I'd be skeptical about that. And then the Garbrandt Font fight, I'm gonna stay away from it. But my lean there is Font. Isaac Katoa, what's up, Law? Good luck tonight, everybody. Bet your bottom dollar on Chandler inside the distance. As long as the fight ends under 2.5, I'm happy. Wael Al Gaban saying, all this Tony talk all week, I had to take my money off the fight. I saw people saying that throughout the week or after the press conference and all that type of stuff, but like that's been Tony Ferguson, guys. Like he's been this nutcase since his Ultimate Fighter days. Nothing's different. He's always been this weirdo. Let's see. Nick Mosley in the chat saying, "What up, Big Zomega in the chat? What's going on, my buddy?" Things of stuff. I did a parlay with Chandler and Darius 260 to win 600. Do you think that is a stupid bet? I don't think it's a stupid bet. Again, close fights in both of those, but I do lean both guys to win. So good luck to you, my guy. Any Nick Mosey saying anybody that just got the lock for free, leave a like. Yeah, that's the least you guys can do. Ben Peak, wait, you got minus 166. How I can only minus 245 with Silva. Yeah, I got minus 550 is what Intertops currently has Ismagulov at, and minus 280 on Bruno Silva, and that got me minus 166. DXJC, thoughts on the upcoming dogs if you looked over the fights? Zalal, that one surprised me a little bit, right? He's like plus 170 to Sean Woodson. I think that's a little bit crazy. Woodson's good, but I don't think he deserves to be that big of a favorite. I think people are just forgetting about Zalal already. So that might be a good dog spot for sure. Latifi, who's he going up against? Tanner Bozer. Yeah, close fight. Not as hot on Latifi as I am with Zalal. Landor, I think he ends up losing that fight to Makwan. I think Makwan just grounds him and then ends up submitting him. Riddell and Hakeem. Which cards are those on? Hakeem plus 190 to Evloev. I love both guys, right? You got Hakeem, probably the hottest Canadian prospect right now, but Evloev is just on another level too. His striking is improving on a fight-to-fight basis. I got Evloev there, and then Riddell against Dober. I leaned Dober ever so slightly. Yeah, but Zalal, definitely somebody that I think people should be looking at. For that card, I'll tell you guys right now for UFC 263, I don't care that it's minus 300, but Jamal Hill will probably be my lock the night play that night. I think he easily beats Paul Craig. Jake Collier, got to go back to my guy plus 225 against Carlos Felipe. That line is way too wide. People still not giving my guy Jake Collier any love. I will definitely be playing Jake Collier if he is still plus 200 by the time I get around to taping that card. Yeah, the rest of the card looks interesting. This is the first time I'm actually seeing the odds for UFC 263. All right. Jeremy Watland saying he likes the stream. I like you liking the stream, liking me liking the stream. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. MMA Genie, Manpre, why didn't you use your lock of the night system for this card? Probably because there is not a good lock. Oh, well, that's just how that you got you 11 event winning streak. Keep using it, brother. I feel like I am using my lock of the night system for this card. Again, like I don't mind playing the chalk, but I don't trust Mazzani and Burgos, or sorry, Mazzani and Yagos enough. And then like my next the spot that I feel most comfortable about is the under 2.5. I feel like I'm using that for this card. Young Nazi saying, when is my boy going to get into crypto though? I'm surprised you haven't been investing in Ethereum yet. It holds a platform that holds bets. Maybe. And people keep hounding me for that shit. Fuck. My guy Narco Cop in the chat. What's going on, buddy? I am super pumped for this fucking card too. Arlen M1, will the tape index be up for next Saturday? It's already up. It is updated. It got updated as I was doing the stream. It is up now. Nick Musley, have a good Saturday. You too, brother. I hope you enjoy the fights. Ethan Anderson saying, is Barboza a good bet? He could make the fight competitive, but ultimately I think that Burgos' pressure is going to end up beating him. Greg Love asking opinion on Dan Ige. I know he's fighting Korean Zombie, right? I think Zombie might have him beat. I've never been the highest on Dan Ige, though. That's my issue. Young Nasty saying Cody is too fast for Font. True. But Font is a vicious striker in his own right, and he could potentially give him that power that could potentially turn off the lights of Garbrandt too. Jeremy Wallen, do you think Charles could finish Chandler? Absolutely. Knockout submission. I think both are live for Mr. Oliveira tonight. Cecilio Felix saying, don't think Tony going to win. He lost bad in his last two fights. Again, every fight is a different fight. Every style is a different style. But seeing what we've been seeing, I think that Dariush grinds him out here. I got Narco Cop with the Lambo parlay. He's got Chandler, Pickett, Cashwara all in to win in round one, I believe. Or is it Chandler plus Pickett plus Cashwara in round one plus 25, 5, 7, 8? Good luck, my guy. Finesse God, thoughts on Chandler, Burgos, Souza, Lutz, Yagos, Grundy lineup? I think they all win. Doesn't look too bad for me. I think there's going to be a lot of lineups this week that people leave a lot of the salary on the table because there's going to be some good underdogs, and then obviously there's a lot of close line fights too. Mixed martial arts farts. Good afternoon, MMA sing. Let's enjoy. I hope we kill it tonight. Reamer 618. Aguilar is a fighter from Texas, and now we have fans. Will that make a difference? I don't know. I'm not a big believer of the home crowd robbery type of shit. Like if a fight's close, Can't be mad. Do I believe that Aguilar and Lutz is going to be close? Yeah. Could it go either way? Yeah. Christian Vejola. How do you feel if Oliveira ragdolls Chandler like Ferguson? I feel like Chandler ends up in bottom position. It's game over for Chandler. I'd be kind of surprised if Oliveira completes takedowns against Chandler. Or I'd be surprised even more if he holds down Chandler the way that he held down Ferguson. Yeah, I'm just hoping for chaos. Simple as that. MD, thoughts on Andre Muniz takedown defense? Jacare obviously going to be sniffing his crotch from bell to bell. I don't think Muniz has the greatest takedown defense. Not to mention he just seems comfortable off of his back, or at least comfortable getting taken down, and that's not what you want to be doing against Jacare here. I think Jacare may not be laying praying. I think Jacare will be looking for a finish here. So don't think that he's going to be laying and praying, my guy. Irregardless, YT Chandler and Oliveira no goes decision got steamed up to minus 425. Yeah, I think that like if I was one of those guys that played minus 400s, minus 350s and above, that would be my lock of the night play. I don't see that fight going to the scorecards. I'd be very, very surprised if you see that go 25 minutes. Mystic Gohan 24, 20 versus Benil. Who you got? I got Benil, but I'm cheering for Tony. No bet on Benil though. DXJC, that boy Thick Diaz is going to put it on the man that ate Jake Collier. I don't know, man. He did not look good in this fight against Justin Tafa, and I'm not comparing to Collier to Tafa, but Collier does have decent technique. He has good volume. He has good output, just as we saw in the Gian Vellante fight. And I know Thick Diaz is not Gian Vellante, but again, he seemed gun shy and didn't really pull the trigger too much in his fight against Tafa. So yeah, I'll be back in Collier once again. Wangi 77, I don't think Jacare needs to grapple in this fight. He's levels ahead on the feet. Yep, there's that as well. M Fam saying, I had a dream last night. All of his wins by sub. As long as it happened under 2.5 rounds, I'm happy. Don't give a fuck. I don't mind ripping up my Chandler ticket if it means that I get to cash my lock in the night play. Joshua Jonan saying, how do you feel about a straight bet on Grundy? I think he wins. Just a sketchy fight all around, right? Like Lando coming down to 145 looks in phenomenal fucking shape. He probably knows, this is like the last straws that he has before it completely breaks the camel's back. He's got to get a dub. Who knows what kind of approach we see from him this time around too. So either way, I do think that Grundy's wrestling will get the better of Venata, and I wouldn't be entirely surprised though if Venata pulls off the upset too. So just be very, very careful in that fight, but I do like Grundy to win. Abdullah Al-Hibi saying, can Chandler beat Khabib? I don't think so. I don't think so. Possibility, but I don't think so. Narco Cop reminding us all of them to win in round one. Good luck, brother. Good luck. Greg Love, did you see Hamza Till Instagram live? Yeah, I saw clips of that. That shit was hilarious. Hunter Silvers, I feel like Benil is a bigger Charles Oliveira who's better at wrestling. Dariush and Chandler parlay for me. I don't mind it. Good luck, brother. Ben Peak, I thought I heard on our Discord that chat that Demir's Magula fight was canceled. Again, it was supposed to be on tonight's card actually, but they pushed it to next week. So I don't think it's canceled again, but it's pushed to next week. Urban, Men of New Jersey, who would win? Pitbull versus Oliveira. Oh man, I'd ever so slightly lean with Oliveira, but like Pitbull's got some hands, man. He could definitely put it on Oliveira too. I think he has the potential to knock him out too. Biggs Omega saying big day for Indian MMA. Let's have a great night. Yeah, hopefully that's a good sign of how my night's going to go. Ali TK, do you think Badil will look more for stand up or taking Tony down? I think if he looks to stand up here, he's in trouble. You don't want to, go in there and try to engulf yourself in the chaos in the stand-up realm with Tony Ferguson. I think he has to take him down. I think he needs to take the Charles Oliveira approach, exactly what Benio did in his fight against Carlos Diego Ferreira. If he does that, I think he wins this fight. Jimmy the Drunk Cooney's tape. One guy will dominate Will Brooks. One guy said no mess versus Will Brooks. JK. Different styles, different matchups, my guy. Different styles, different matchups. That's all I got to say. MD is saying I got a $200 parlay on Oliveira, Dariush, Lutz, and Shevchenko. Again, any parlays over like 2 or 3 legs on this card, very much in trouble. Like they could hit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's impossible to hit parlays tonight, but I think that there's going to be a lot of close fights, a lot of close decisions. Be careful. Good luck, my guy. Dancing, every single specialist has a champ. If all his don't get it done by sub, he usually a bust. I think his hands are getting good enough, and I think that Chandler has durability issues, and I think that Oliveira could absolutely knock him out on the feet too. So, yeah. TJ Kill, you do know Jacare knowing BJJ is a myth. People believe because he is Brazilian. All right. If Chandler runs through Oliveira, in your opinion, how do you think Chandler versus Khabib would go? I think Khabib still wins, but I don't think that Khabib comes out of retirement for this fight. What's up, Locke? What's going on, Teal Ticket? Arlen M. Munez was much bigger than Jacare at wins. Didn't expect that, but still confident in Jacare taking this 3-0 on Jacare by old man shenanigans. Yeah, I'm just not a big believer of Munez, to be honest. Vago saying, I sit in bus. Jeremy Wallen, what's your take on what Hamzat said about Khabib? What did he say? I may have missed it. Marshall Part. I keep fucking up this guy's name. God damn it. Mixed partial farts. The main event, a co-main event, were reversed today. Who do you think would win? Tony versus Chandler, and then Dariush versus Oliveira. I think, man, Tony could just be. He's such a wild card, right? I think Chandler would beat him, and I think Oliveira would beat Dariush. Very low confidence on both of those, though. Wangi77 also, I know you always talk highly about Ismagulov. I went to a deep dive into his career. He's 100% legitimate. One of the most exciting lightweights on the horizon. Yeah, dude, that guy is a beast. Glad that he's back in the cage next week. Maca87. Okay, I'm not even going to bother with that. Thoughts on the Antonina fight? I think she can edge at 29-28. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really close fight. Really close card. Yeah, if it goes to a decision, it's going to be close. I lean Shevchenko. I think she's going to land the better strikes, but the volume of Andrea Lee absolutely gives me issues as well too. Greg Love, who does the winner of Tony versus Benio fight next? Gaethje maybe. The loser fights Felder. If Benio wins, you could probably throw him into a title shot. To be honest, maybe Tony fights the loser of Connor and Poirier. I wouldn't mind that. Gaethje's got to be in there somewhere as well, right? Uncle Dave Zilla, for that logic to work, Charles would have to fight like Will Brooks, which he doesn't. Exactly. Biggs Omega, Chuk, Charles, Benio, Parlay, boost on Betway plus 750. I like 2 out of those 3, so good luck to you, my guy. Wangi 77. I think the loser of Ferg Benny should fight Gregor Gillespie. I want to see Gregor versus Makhachev. I'm not sure why Makhachev is fighting Thiago Moises, but Moises did get a big win in his last fight against Alexander Hernandez. But yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Ferg versus Ferg Benny loser should fight um Gillespie. I like it. Yeah, good analysis here from my guy Urban Man of New Jersey. Oliveira tapped strikes against Felder and you conceded against Cub and Max. That Will Brooks fight doesn't count because Chandler actually couldn't see and took the fight, finish second man. Again, yeah, MMA math doesn't work, but people are harping on that Will Brooks thing is I think that's a little bit far fetched to be honest. Young Nasty saying Chandler would be Khabib's hardest fight. Yeah, let's see how he performs tonight, but could be onto something there. Ursel Moambeki saying, why is Sean O'Malley fighting Smoker and not a fighter on a winning streak like Hani Barcelos? I would have loved to see O'Malley versus Barcelos, but I think this is calculated on the UFC's part, right? They want to continue to build him up. He's had a few stumbles. Obviously, the Marlon Vera one most recently. But yeah, the Smoker fight is favorable for him. He should win the fight. Hopefully, they can continue to build him up, but he's going to have to start to fight killers. And I love that Harney Barcelos matchup. Jeremy Wall Kamza said that he would smash Khabib, and then the cams start to argue back and forth. Wow, I didn't see that. That's weird. Why would Hamzat even say something like that? That's so weird. Yeah, no real thoughts on it. I think it's stupid of him to say to something like that. They're not in the same division. You know, Khabib's retired. Apparently, they're supposed to be boys. So I guess not. Jesse Q, if Chukagian wins, do you think she's ready for Mike Hawk? God, I love you, Jesse Q. Oliveira, Khabib. I'd take Khabib in that fight. Urban Man, New Jersey. Dana White is basically putting on a late week Grand Prix. Yeah, for sure. Um, Yannick Leberge saying, what do you think of Keshwar versus Mazzani? I got Mazzani to win that fight, but I do have a little bit of a sprinkle on Keshwar by KO at plus 600. I think that's a little bit live here. It could potentially come through. Yeah, close fight for sure. I'd say slightly closer than the odds indicate, but I do think that Mazzani ends up grinding this fight out. I did just want to see if actually I have access to the Cachoeira round 3. I do not, at least not on StreamYard or on Intertops. Jeannie is saying, Lachlan, do you open up a StreamYard to viewers? I do not. I do not. It would be a shit show if I did. Arlen, if Lee Chef goes decision, we already know Lee is getting robbed again. Maybe not. This is her hometown this time. Shevchenko. Actually, Shevchenko does live in Texas too, if I'm not mistaken. They're actually out of Galveston. So yeah. Who knows? Javi M is saying all the dogs are barking. I absolutely agree. Christian Vejola is saying how many years until Makhachev wins the belt? Well, apparently all the guys in the top 10 are ducking him, so he's going to have a hard time making it there. But I'd say maybe a year and a half. He could definitely be up there fighting for a title. Yavi, Ferguson is going to scoop Neil. I hope you're right, man. I have no money on that fight, but I hope Ferguson wins. Jimmy the Drunk, has a fighter with gray hair ever won a UFC fight? Benio Dariush. He's been having gray hair for a long time now. TGK, if I'm wrong, what bell do you learn how to sit up in someone's guard that's turbo on his back, smile at him right before he KOs you with the right hand? I'm not sure. Brian Otieno, Chandler has never been submitted for it. Yep, that's a good point. Jimmy the Drunk, I can't help but notice how gray Benio has become. Yeah, every fight, his shirt just gets grayer and grayer. Greg Love, anybody even seen Valentino screaming in Antina's corner? Yeah, that's going to be crazy. At least we have a crowd to drown it out this time around. I beg Chandler loses the memes. I don't think people in the comments realize Oliveira is now a lightweight, has hit his prime at featherweight. Those losses to Cub and Max were fair, but make no mistake, Charles is a lot better now. Yeah, for sure. He's definitely gotten much better than what we've seen from him in the past, not to mention the 8-fight winning streak that he's currently on. Raging UFC, who's the best mythical fighter? Rock Glover, Atheist Rory, non-important fights Ronnie, or Suicide Robian? I'd say C-level Kane. If you guys remember old school C-level Kane, I thought he was the best mythical fighter out there. But if you're just telling me out of those fighters, Suicide Rope Yan. How can you not, right? It allowed him to win the title easily. Abu Dhabi saying, did you bet Ferguson? I did not. I just hope he wins. I parlayed Burgos, Dariush, and Araujo. Good luck. I think Chukagian wins that fight. We'll see how it goes. Real MMA news in the chat saying minus under 2.5 Castro Mazzini, under 2.5 Rogerio Chanel, under 2.5 Chandler Oliveira, and Shevchenko. I like it. I like it. I can see it hitting. Good luck, my guy. Jeff Terry, thoughts on Pickett right matchup? I'm staying the fuck away from that fight, but I'll pick Pickett to win, and I think he's gonna knock him out. Greg Love, am I a dick for wondering how Mazzini is a big favorite against anybody? No, Priscilla Castro doesn't bring much to the table other than heavy hands and no real technique. So I understand why she's a big favorite because she seems to have more tools to win this fight. But if she's not able to ground this fight and not ground it for at least 75% of the 15 minutes, I think she could potentially get knocked out, get hit with a big shot. So it's a bit of a concern for sure. Wangi77, thoughts on which fighter or fights could possibly be a draw tonight? I sprinkle a small bit on Ferg Benny, Fernando Grande. I most likely have Burgos Barboza. Always fun to bet on plus 8,000 odds. Yeah, no real strong thoughts on that. I think like the fights you'd have to focus on are, if there's a fighter that has cardio issues, right? Christos Siagos, cardio issues. Could Sean Soriano put off 10-8 round 3? Maybe. I think that Soriano, when he is forced to work, also has gas tank issues himself. So yeah, that's a weird one. Mazzani Cachoeira, another one. Mazzani does seem to gas, even though she got a third round finish last time around. She was only dealing with Rachel Ostovich. She didn't have to deal with the power that was coming her way that Cachoeira is going to be bringing into the table. Other possible draws. I don't really see any other possible ones. Maybe Ferguson Dariush. Dariush wins the first two. Ferguson comes on strong in round 3. Maybe. Real News MMA. I don't have money on the minus 2.5 cash, but I considered it. Yeah, I took a little bit on plus 600 to win for her to win by KO. Dan C. How can anyone root for Tony at this point? He's a clown. Nah. Entertaining fighter. I try to put away the personal shit. We'll see. Pawn Shrestha. I hope Chandler doesn't get caught in a submission or get kneed. I just hope somebody gets a finish within 12 and a half minutes. Urban Men of New Jersey, you think Aaron Pico can make it to in the UFC soon? He's got to put it together, man. I think he should just focus on being in Bellator. Maybe take the Michael Chandler route, right? Make your name off of Bellator first. Maybe capture a title if you can, and then eventually come to the UFC. But I'm not looking forward to it anytime soon, to be honest. My guy AJ from MMA Experts, stopping by to say what up. You've seen Arjun this morning. Huge moment for him and all of India for sure. Happy that we finally have a fighter from Indian heritage. Looking forward to that and seeing how he defends the title moving forward. Midnight Blues, Yanni the Fish, the Greek, thinks there's value. Main event goes the distance. Is this the worst take this week? He's a numbers guy. If he sees it, he sees it. But I personally don't see it myself. Johnny Scooter Kid, is the fight today? Yes, it is today. It starts in 5-ish hours, the prelims. A. Loomis, Tony by uppercut, calling it round 1. Good luck. Ben Grillo, who has Charles been training with for this fight? Not 100% sure. I believe he's another guy that's actually out of Houston that has his own gym or something like that. So he's never been with a big camp or anything like that. Mark T, TRT Belfort. I like to call him TRT Tour, but yeah, I like it. Mr. Campy 412. How do you think Ryan Hall fares up to the top featherweights? It's kind of like Kron Gracie, right? You have one basket of tricks, and that's really about it. And I don't think he's going to be able to deal with guys that are able to stay away from his jiu-jitsu. So yeah, I don't think he wins a title or anything like that, to be honest. Just trying to catch up to the live chat here. Derek Milner, do you think Munoz beats Jacare? I do not. I think Jacare has him pretty much killed everywhere. Ursel is saying O'Malley versus Saeed Nurmagomedov would have been a good one to see who's the next contender, or Barcelos. Yeah, I like that. I like O'Malley against anybody in that Nurmagomedov and Barcelos range. That's a good test for him, to be honest. TJ Gill signed the rematch contract. I love that. Oscar Ortega on Jacare under 2.5 and under 2.5 in the main event. We're on the same page tonight. Let's get that money. I like it. Good luck, brother. Greg Love, it must be really weird for a fighter to know that she doesn't have a good gas tank, must mess with the confidence and game plan. Yeah, for sure. You gotta portion it out, right? You gotta figure out how to use it effectively throughout the course of 15 minutes. Yagos, that's that guy. Wangi 77, nice. I agree with both of those, but I think if Priscilla gets even close to a 10-8 against Gina would get slapped. She doesn't seem to love getting hit, but who would? Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think if Priscilla does get an effective round, she actually ends up fighting the finish. Dan C. Gino was reversed so bad by Rachel in that fight, low level shit. I agree, but I don't think we're going to see that type of jiu-jitsu here from Priscilla. You know, there was that weird back take that Rachel was able to get. Very impressive, but yeah, Rachel's a much better jiu-jitsu player than Priscilla, in my opinion. Rio News MMA saying Topuria would be a tough test. Yeah, I think Topuria would mop the floor with him. To be honest, I think that guy is a top 10, top 5 kind of guy. Young Nazi saying Charles Oliver by submission plus 1,200. I believe that's a line on my bookie, and I believe that is a completely inaccurate line. There's no way that's right. um, Wangi 77, do you think Josh Emmett could be a future featherweight champ? I don't, but I keep underrating the guy. Who knows? I wish he was more active, but he also fights in wars. I think Volk would be exciting. Max versus and Max Holloway would be tough for him. Plus Ortega, yeah. Emmett has an interesting game, right? Always the underdog, or more often not the underdog, and still comes through and springs the upset. So, yeah, if he can get over his injury woes, he should definitely be up there in the top 7-ish. Mixed partial fights, De Riddler beat Ong for middleweight and light heavyweight belts that won 2 fights in a row. Now Arjun beat Vera for heavyweight. De Riddler wants to step up to heavyweight. Do you think he will become ONE FC's first triple champion? He could. I'm not too familiar with De Riddler. If I'm not mistaken, he's like a Muay Thai specialist. No, I could be off on that, but I was surprised that he was able to beat Ong for both of his belts. That kind of sucks if you're Ong Lang Song. But yeah, I do remember after he beat Ong the last time that he called out Brandon Vera because he wanted to be the triple champ. But now he'd have to go up against Arjun Buller. I'm not sure how he fares against him because I'm just not too familiar with him. But that would be a sight to see, right? In a somewhat major promotion, you get a triple champ. That'd be crazy. Timothy Topfer is saying, I know they're saying Kevin Lee, but who do you think Sean Brady should fight next? I don't mind the Kevin Lee fight, right? Like it's a name value fight for him. Especially coming off that victory over Jake Matthews next. I think Kevin Lee's the next good step. I'm not mad at that. That's why I think he should fight. Raja Samal saying Oliveira taking the gold tonight. Could have happened. Could have happened. Saying B is saying, do you think Oliveira would just let Chandler take him down as he has no fear of being on the bottom? Possibly, but my issue is like people seem to forget that Kevin Lee fight, right? Like there's instances where he's looking up at the ref with Kevin Lee on top of him, and he's just like, "Why aren't you standing us up?" It's because Lee's in a dominant position in half guard, and he's staying active enough with his strikes that he didn't have to, get stood up. So Oliveira, BJJ specialist and all that stuff, but it's not like I don't think he's Damian Maia level by any means, right? And most of the submissions that we've been seeing him get, it's like mainly with him in dominant position, either him on top, him snatching a guillotine, him snatching a Darce, whatever the fuck it is. The Kevin Lee one, I believe. Well, even the Kevin Lee one, yeah, that was him capitalizing on a poor takedown from Kevin Lee. I don't know how often we've really seen Oliveira snatch submissions off of his back, and I think that's kind of being overblown here. Mario Brella is saying parlay Yagos like it, Schnell like it, Burgos like it. Yeah. Good luck. Rainer De Riddler potentially MMA's first 2-week champ at 1 if he fights and beats a new champ. Arjun Buller, yeah. I think Arjun's going to take his time up there at heavyweight. I'm not sure if they'll put that super fight together. He called out the Korean guy that knocked out Amir Ali Akbari. So it might be a little bit before De Riddler actually ends up fighting Arjun. Esteban Chavez asking thoughts on Ferguson. I'm not as convinced that he's as done as most people making it seem this week, as I've been listening to other breakdowns. I think he could be live, but I think that Dariush is just going to end up grinding him out, taking him down, and just grinding him up for over 50 minutes. I hope Ferguson wins, but it's tough to be confident in him here. Young Nasty. If it says Charles by submission plus 1200 and I put money on it, won't they have to pay me though? I already put $100 on it. Some bookies will actually like ding you for that shit. We'll be like, hey, this is an incorrect line. You're trying to take advantage of us. They might ban you. They might limit you. They can do whatever the fuck they want. I personally wouldn't lay that money just to be on the safe side because I don't want to get on the bad side of a bookie because, they don't really care about morality, right? They whether you feel you're right and the fact that they put up the plus 1200 line and you're taking advantage of it, they can see it as you taking advantage of them and they don't like people like that. Or if they're a good bookie, they'll be like, oh yeah, our mistake, but we'll still honor it. So good luck is all I'm gonna say. Wongi77 Emmett is hard not to love. He continues to make me money. Plus, he is exciting. Hot take. He's one of the guys in the division with enough power and finishing ability to put out max. I said it, dude. The guy's 10 knockdowns in 9 fights. I believe you. It could happen. Royal is saying Soriano wins tonight. I'm having a hard time seeing it unless he's able to out cardio Yagos here. If he's able to stuff takedowns, which I don't think he will. Um, yeah, I find it hard to see. It could happen. I'm not super confident in Yagos. Not playing him at that chalk. Not that confident on him at least. But yeah, I think Yagos wins that fight. He's a grappler, wrestler, jiu-jitsu guy. He probably could do it and beat Arjun. Let's see if he becomes the first one. That would be dope. It would be super cool to see that. Cyan B, if Tony Ferguson loses this one, do you think a move to welterweight would be the next thing for him? Also, what are your thoughts about a veterans division for guys like Cowboy Condit, Mike Brown? I don't think they'll ever do a veterans type division. Like that's Bellator essentially, right? They take the guys that are kind of past their prime. Ferguson moving up to welterweight would be an interesting thing, considering he's kind of long and lanky already. I just don't know how he would fare over there. That's my only concern. But yeah, maybe. Irregardless, saying, can you believe more people have Jordan around topology? I'm not. Again, I don't hate it. Again, because I don't think that Jamie Pickett's that great of a fighter either. Give me a better fighter than Jamie Pickett, and I'd be all over them. But I'm not super crazy on it. Doughboy Nasty saying put 50 on Jacare by KO at plus 550, too risky. Nah, if $50 isn't too much money to you, then yeah, go for it. I think that's absolutely a way that it could happen. My guy's saying what's up from Clint. Okay. Appreciate you stopping by. Ursula saying, how much time does Cody have to expend on analyzing film? He's really good, small detail in regard to almost all fighters. I'm not sure what his approach is with taping and researching fights, but his memory retention is absolutely insane. Sean V saying Yagos with gas, Soriano TKO round 2 or round 3. Could see that. Soriano round 3 is not a bad look in my opinion, but I've seen him gas too when he's been forced to work. Yagos will make him work with the takedown attempts, I think. So, it's not a lock of the night by any means, but be careful in that matchup, I believe. Esteban Chavez, who do you got? Ferguson or Chandler? I think I'd go with Chandler. Calvin Evangelista is saying Burgos, like it. Dariush, like it. Chandler, like it. Yeah. Good luck, buddy. I like that parlay. Christian Gonzalez is saying is Dariush is losing. It wouldn't surprise me. I think it would surprise a lot of people in this community, considering how convicted a lot of people see him on Dariush. Carter B, 20 by KO at plus 450 against a not so durable Dariush. Not a bad stab. Let's just see if he can keep it vertical long enough to actually implement something like that. Torin Brown, call me crazy, but I'm predicting it. Charles Oliveira is going to hurt Chandler on the feet and then take him down and sub him. Not crazy. Absolutely a possibility. Wangi77, what are your early thoughts on Yan Xiaonan versus Carla Esparza? I love Yan. I think she's probably one of my favorite prospects in that division. Obviously, probably not a prospect at this time, considering the run that she's currently on. My issue is I got to run the tape again to kind of remind myself what her takedown defense looks like. Because if it's even good enough, I think that she should be able to, be the stronger woman here, as long as even if she gets taken down, hopefully she can get back to her feet. But she should absolutely butcher Carla Esparza on the feet here. Dope Space Boy, Space Cowboy is saying I got Charlie Oliveira by sub at plus 1200. I had no clue there would be a problem with it. Oh, there would absolutely be a problem with it. Other bookies have it at plus 185, plus 200. Just be very careful. Hopefully your bookie doesn't fuck you there. Irregardless, Soriano essentially trained for a 5-round fight this camp, so his cardio should be on point. Should. Torn Brown, 21st is going to TKO Dariush in round 2. That would be a sight to see. Brian, I did $700 YOLO on Pickett. How smart am I? Be very careful, dude. Christian Gonzalez, Oliveira can TKO him too, but it's not more likely than sub. Chandler has a iffy chin too. We gotta be careful about that. Arlen M, Jordan Ryan, JB Picker are both great fades. The problem is they're fighting each other, and you can't fade both. Exactly. Now, if the under was actually widely available at 2.5, I'd consider that. But even on the prop show, I told you guys I like the fight to not start round 3. All right, I can't believe we're already an hour into this damn thing, which is usually what I like to cut this thing off. But I'll just answer the last question here. Christian Gonzalez, who are your most confident picks? I only have 2 official bets tonight. My lock of the night play, I went 4 units deep on the under 2.5 on Chandler and Oliveira, minus 165. And then I have a bit of a play on Michael Chandler at plus 105. But yeah, under 2.5 in the main event. As long as that hits, I'm having a good night. Ryan Sweet, can't believe you didn't have a live weigh-in show this week. Record-breaking box, so shame. Whip looks dope. Good luck tonight. Yeah. The only reason I missed it was because I was running around doing insurance stuff for my car, getting my car, license plates, all that type of stuff. I was super busy yesterday, but I got it done. All right. Before I get out of here, as promised, I will give you guys a totals parlay just for fun. Again, just small money on it. Don't go too crazy here. My nose is fucking with me, so I apologize for just fucking itching it this entire stream. All right. Obviously, I gotta have the under 2.5 in the Chandler and Oliveira fight. The rest of the card is tough. I'll go over 2.5 in Chukagian and Araujo. I'll go over 2.5 in Venata and Grundy. I'll go over 2.5 in Shevchenko and Lee. I'll go over 2.5 in Lutz and Aguilera or Aguilar. Over 2.5 in Soriano and Yagos. The rest of them sketch me the fuck out. Yeah. There's no other spots I want to put on this. Plus 641. You know what? I wish I want to give you guys a slightly better payout than that. Let's go. Let's go Cachoeira Mazzani over 2.5 as well. Only 50 to win, $519. I wish it was better than that, but we got obviously the heavy chalk on the overs in the women's fights. But yeah, I see a lot of these fights going over, and I don't like that. All right. Again, this one's going to be a little bit tricky, so tread lightly here. So once again, 7-leg over/under parlay. I got the under 2.5 in the Chandler and Oliveira fight, and then the remaining fights that I'm about to list off for you guys, I have the overs in all of them, over 2.5 in all of them. So it's Araujo versus Chukagian over 2.5, Venata Grundy over 2.5, Lee Shevchenko over 2.5, Lutz Aguilar over 2.5, Soriano Yagos over 2.5, and Cachoeira Mazzani over 2.5. $50 to win $519. That's what I'm going with. Tail with lunch money, please. Don't get too crazy with it. It's not a lock by any means. Very close, competitive parlay. All right, I'm done. We out of here. Appreciate everybody checking us out. Good luck on your bets tonight. And I might need to take another nap tonight. I don't know. Or before the fight start, we'll see what happens. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Good luck. Yeah, let's hopefully make some money tonight.